Francie Sorem. She's a Southern California-based stylist and salon owner known as a leader in contemporary hairstyling and trends. Francie is an incredible force on the ISO Artistic Creative team, inspiring other beauty professionals with her cut, color, and texture techniques. Coming from an academically oriented family, Francie instead chose to live her dream in the beauty business now for almost 40 years. Francie, it's great to sit with you. I really appreciate you taking the time all the way from San Diego, California.
Yes, it was quite early this morning when I came out.
Early morning flight.
Very early.
Oh my God. I am very impressed by your background. I'm impressed by what you've accomplished in your life. And your family had a very good academic background, yes. Okay? They really believed in schooling and college and all those kinds of things. But you pretty much said, nope, that's not what I want to do.
Yeah, you know, it was kind of funny how that happened. Mm-hmm. I actually did quite well in school. Mm-hmm. I had very high grade average, I enjoyed it, was a little burnt out on it, and I saw this little card that said, you can have a career in the beauty industry. Well, I like to be beautiful, so I said, what's better than that? So I told my mom, you know what? I think I want to do this. Right. And my mother said, no daughter of mine will ever be doing hair. Oh. Now, wow. That was the challenge you needed, right? In fairness to my mother, she grew up in a country where it was sort of a servant's position. You brought people in to do your hair. Okay, that was her life story. Where's your mom from? She grew up in Iran. She's from Greece originally. Okay. She sort of challenged me, and I'm the kid that if you say don't touch that plate because it's hot, I have to touch it. You have the burn fingers, I have to know if it really is hot, or if you're just saying it's hot because you're a sissy. So I signed up, had to pay for it myself. Was very scared because everything I'd ever done was academic. And here I am, 12 years of Catholic school, showing up with my kit, not knowing what to do with anything. And I saw someone with blue stuff on their hair. I had no idea that bleach was blue. I've never seen that before. So it was a long journey for me, and the hardest part was getting my confidence. Because I remember saying to myself, if one person here would just tell me, one person would come up to me and say, Francie, if you want this bad enough, you can make it happen. I just wanted someone to tell me, because I kind of thought I could, but I so wanted someone to tell me. Right. And I didn't get that. And that's what I love about coming to this particular format, is it's all about telling students, if you want this, we're going to give you the way to get there. Right. Oh, if I could have only gone to Empire schools, that would have been great. But Francie, one of the things that fascinates me is that more students that are going through cosmetology school today are being told by their parents, and not in a negative way, meaning their parents want them to go to college, they want them to be the best they can be, but they're being told by their parents, they're being told by their friends, their colleagues, their peers, and they're being told by their guidance counselors, you don't want to do that because we look at cosmetology as being down here, we want you to do something here. But you said, no, I know what I want to do. This is when did you get the spark to be a cosmetologist? You know, my girlfriend and I used to do each other's hair a lot. We would buy summer blonde. Of course, we're in California. Of course. So I had the interest in it, but I never would have had the guts to do it if my parents didn't say, don't cross that line. I have to say it, you know, and I am in a race in my life, and I'm in a race against one person, and that one person is me. That's you. There's nobody else in the race with me. Every day I get up, I need to jump higher, I need to run faster, and I need to do more than I did the day before. So once I decided that this is what I wanted to do, I dedicated not only my time and my energy, but I sort of took a look at myself, the inside of me, and asked myself, if you don't have someone who's going to tell you how to make this work for you, how can you tell yourself? So I came up with this idea that is, you can't do what you can't see. So I needed to see more. Now, how do you see more? Well, I would plant myself in Borders bookstore, and I would go through magazines and look for detail and look what made that look so good, or why is that fringe going in that direction, or you know, how do they create contrast with movement and hair? And I had to see more and see more, because you can ask any hairdresser today, when their client is leaving the salon, and they're saying, oh, I love my hair, gosh, it looks so good. As they're going out the door, I can guarantee you that hairdresser is saying, next time, because we see more. And that's what you have to do to be successful in this business. So that's what I did. I made myself see. I looked at everything. I took the left brain thought process that I came by naturally,
right,
and I attacked creativity with it. Instead of just saying to myself, oh my gosh, what can I do that would be really cool? I solve problems. You tell me what your hair is doing and you don't like it, what you want it to do,
right,
I'll figure out how to make it work. And so I sort of approached it with the left brain mentality. I think the most important thing for young people who were in my shoes and didn't quite know where to turn, find yourself a mentor. Find yourself a mentor.
I agree.
It's a huge thing.
I've always done that.
And the funny part is there are so many people who want to mentor and just maybe haven't gotten the opportunity. So you got to find a mentor. That's really important for me.
You do. And plug into their energy and plug into their vision, right?
Absolutely.
Somebody that's willing to tell you that you're wrong when you're wrong.
Absolutely.
Kick you in the butt.
And willing to accept when they're wrong.
That's exactly right.
Because you know the funny thing about our industry, now you would think this is a group of really fun, open, crazy, you know, up for anything people. But have you ever seen a more closed group when someone comes and brings them an idea? Sometimes it kind of scares me. It's like, when did that happen? When did you lose? Like, you look at students, and students are all open and they want to learn. I kind of have a funny joke I tell about hairdressers.
What?
You know how many hairdressers it takes to screw in a light bulb?
No.
It takes 100. 1 to screw in the light bulb, and 99 to say, I could have done that.
I could have done it better, too.
And I could have done it better. That's exactly right, true?
That's a good one. That's
so,
good.
you know, somehow, somewhere along the way, we all think we use the best color line, or we follow the best hair cutter, and it's so silly to me because one of the great guys in London, Daniel Galvin, I got to work with him.
Wow.
And I remember when he was showing us color, and you know, he's done some extraordinary work. The first thing he did was ask everybody to come show him their techniques. And it wasn't because he was going to tell us we were wrong. It was because he was looking for something to learn from the people he was teaching.
Right.
That's a sign of a real educator.
And do you agree with me that there's not just one way to skin that cat?
Oh, my
I mean,
gosh.
there's infinite ways to
Absolutely.
cut, there's infinite ways to color, and it's all about getting your creativity and your groove and making it work. It's about the end
So
result,
true.
is it not?
It is about the end result. And, you know, it's funny, I was talking with someone about this today. We have a kind of an interesting situation in my salon in San Diego. My stylists are so excited. Oh, I have a new client today, I have a new client today.
Right.
So they're not like, who's, you know, they want to create a relationship with that person. They want that person to bring them new clients. Because we all know the rule in sales, right? The rule of 200. Everyone knows 200
Everyone
people.
knows
So
200
if you
people.
sell one person, you sell 200 people.
And conversely, if you don't solve a problem
Yes,
with somebody, they're going to tell their
absolutely.
200 friends.
We don't take just walk-ins. So everyone that comes to us has a positive attitude. They came from a referral. They came from something they read on the internet.
It's like a secret society or
It
something.
is. You have to know the secret handshake to get in. So consequently, we, of course, also are so happy they're there because that's the future of our business. So it's a very nice relationship.
That's
We like
fantastic.
it. We like it a lot.
Francie, you are so successful. You're now doing work for ISO. I mean, you're an international platform artist with them. Big company, doing great. Salon owner, very successful stylist. But I've got to ask you the question. I mean, was there a point in your life that you didn't think you could do it? Or there was a point in your life that you felt I'm going to quit?
Yeah.
Was there?
I think we all have times that tested what our future would be, and probably if we didn't have those times, we wouldn't be who we are.
Right.
You know. And so there was a time in my life, and it was a financial crisis for me. It wasn't really of my own doing, but I inherited it. It was something I had to take over, and I had to do the unthinkable for me. I had to go to my dad and ask my dad for
Hat
some
in
money.
hand.
And you know, the kid that said, you know, I'm going to beauty school no matter what, is obviously not the kid that likes to go to somebody for help.
Right.
So it's very difficult for me because I have so much respect for my father, because everything I've learned, seriously, I've learned from my dad. So he said to me, you know, Francie, I would do anything to make you smile again. And I said, Dad, I cannot believe I am 43 years old and I have to start over again. And you know what he said to me? And this is the great part. Because he could have said, I'm going to help you this time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My dad looked at me and says, you know what, Francie? He said, I know you think $40,000 is a lot of money. He says, but I'm going to tell you, I could introduce you today to 5 people who are 80 years old who would pay $100,000 to be 43 again. So don't think your life is over. And so
Wow.
he gave me the power of perspective,
Mm-hmm.
gave me the power to look at it and go, what am I complaining about?
Right.
I'm still just a kid.
Right.
I've got a lot of time. And you know why he gave me that energy? Because I knew he believed in me.
Right.
And that's what he said.
Powerful.
When he said that, he said to me, you know what, this isn't going to beat you. And he was right.
So the money became the small part of that visit.
Yes.
The big thing was the vision, the
Yes.
perspective, I should say.
The power of perspective.
Unbelievable.
When any of us
Mm-hmm.
are in the middle of a hard time, you're like thinking, I'm never going to get out of this.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, I want to give up.
Right.
I can't do it anymore. And you know, the funny thing is that point in your life is going to mean so much more to you down the road.
Right.
When you get past it and you look back on it, you're going to realize that you would not have what you have
Exactly.
if you did not. Because let's face it, you can't be warm till you've been cold.
That's right.
You can't be rich till you've been poor.
It's all about perspective.
It is about perspective.
It is. And I think it's really cool because I think people who are just constantly successful are cruising for a bruising, I
Yeah,
would say.
exactly.
I think they need to have that perspective for humility.
Yes.
I think it also allows you to have more compassion for others
Yes.
that are following you. So that's an amazing story. If I had to ask you, what is the one thing that you're really looking for in people that you're going to hire? Tell me what that is.
I want them to come find me.
Okay.
I have an assistant right now who was a client and said, you know, what do you think about me going to beauty school? Right, okay. Said it's a great idea, gave her some advice. When she would bring her friends in from school, because, you know, she'd say, well, my lady says, she's so cute. So she would bring them in on Sundays and they would all come in and watch and stuff. And they would say, how do I get going? How can you hire me? And I'm going, look, I don't have that big an operation. But I'll tell you what, you go find the shop you want to work in and you go in and you talk to the owner. You take a risk.
Right.
Now, have I taken risks that have failed? Why do they call it risk taking?
That's right.
Because 80% of the time you fail. That's why
right.
it's risky. I've had huge opportunities. I've got to work with great people. I've got to learn from great people. And if you don't put yourself out there, if you don't, that's what makes someone hire you, is when you come to them and say, you know what, I've done my research, I've looked at your salon, I like what you guys do, and I want to be part of it. What can I do to
Right.
become part of your organization?
Right.
That's what I think you need to do.
Tell me one final thing. If I ask you a short snippet to just tell me what would be your advice for cosmetologists, and I know you have a whole list of advice, literally,
Yeah.
and I've
Yes, I do.
seen your list, and it's pretty
Yes.
impressive. But if you had to come up with one thing, and if you had just 30 seconds
Okay.
to tell students that are sitting in school right now, right this minute, what would be your suggestion for their future success?
Success is something that you have to own. You know, you have to believe it.
Right.
Whatever it takes, whether you have to find a mentor, whether you have to beg someone, tell me what you think of me. Ask people. Don't do what I did. Don't sit back waiting to hear what you need to hear.
Right.
Ask someone what your burning question is. Because the only way you are really successful is the day that you step up and say, I believe that I am successful. And you can be successful selling candy bars on a street corner.
Yep.
You can be successful in a lot of ways in your life. But till the day you believe you're successful, you are not.
Self-confidence.
That is right.
Right. Francie, I am totally impressed by everything you've done, and I'm so honored that you would come here and sit and talk to me about this. I hope that students who are watching this are as inspired as I am for what you've done and what you believe in. And I thank you very much for taking this time. It's been great.